garden, and I'm gonna just share what I got growing on here in the garden, and some things are success and some things I gotta maybe replant. So stay tuned. All right, so the first bed I'm gonna go through is the bed that I have my Asian greens in right here. So they look good. I think they could be a little bit bigger, but it could be my spacing issue here. But I have my bok choy plants. So I had showed you this video in my spring crops. So they're coming along. They look pretty okay. Some of them got some coloring on the leaves there. I did put fertilizer in the bed about 2 days ago, so I'm hoping that that will help jumpstart the plants, help them to produce a little bit better. And then I have my tassoy over here. So this is my tassoy. This one's my favorite. This one looks great. But you know, we have a few other ones that look okay. This is my radicchio, and this looks pretty sad. It's pretty hot out, so maybe it'll look a little bit better later on, but it's definitely looking pretty sad here. That's a random arugula. I didn't mean to plant that one there, but it's going to stay there for now. And then again, this is some more radicchio that honestly doesn't look that great. I think it needs more colder weather. It hasn't been that warm. It's been only in like the 50s and 60s the past couple days, but it's looking pretty shriveled up there. And I think I also planted this bed a little tight, trying to be a greedy gardener and squeeze it all in. So over here is where I have my kohlrabi. So you see my kohlrabi. I have the two that survived, that's doing okay. And then the other one there, it looks all right, but it's definitely smaller than these two. And then I have my celery plants here that honestly haven't grown too much. I mean, it did put on some new leaves down here. Let me fix my camera angle, sorry. It did put on some new leaves down here that look a little bit better. But those are my celery plants. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 celery plants. Oops, sorry, 7. This one actually is the bigger one, the biggest one. I did sprinkle some butter lettuce leaves here because my butter lettuce actually didn't make it. It died when I transplanted them out. So I sprinkled some new leaves, some new seeds in, and they actually germinated. So we'll see how they grow. It is starting to get warmer out, so I don't know if it's going to get too warm from them, especially in this bed. This bed gets a lot of sun here. So there are my Asian greens, looking okay. We're going to move over here. So this is where I have my spinach. So it hasn't taken off as much as I thought it would. I honestly thought it'd be a lot bigger by now. So yes, so like I was saying, my spinach here, it doesn't take it off as much as I'd like it to. The biggest one is right there in the middle. So hopefully it starts to develop more leaves, but right now it's pretty small. So that's what I have going on there. If we move over here is my arugula. So the arugula is doing okay. It is starting to get a little hot from it, for it, I should say. I haven't actually harvested from these plants yet. I'm actually going to probably try to harvest a little bit here from this plant. This is the better looking one. And maybe I should cut all of them back. Maybe that'll help with the growth. I'm not too sure, but that's what I have growing on there. So my arugula looks good, not too bad. All right, so as we move on to my garlic. So my garlic looks amazing. I'm so excited. This garlic here actually came up before any of the other garlic that I'll show you. But this garlic plant, I believe is a Thai fire garlic plants here, and they look amazing. I did fertilize them not too long ago, so I'm hoping that they continue to put on some growth here. Back there, I put in some calendula starts that I had. So that's what I have there. And then over here are some more garlic plants. To be honest, I'm not 100% sure what these garlic plants are, the name of them. I had a tag here and I don't know where it went. I can't seem to find the tag for this one. But they actually look really good, really healthy. Pretty much all of them germinated, so I'm very excited for this set of garlic plants. I have more garlic over here. I believe this is music. Again, the tag for this one is gone. Actually, I just see the tag for over there. So that over here is actually music. So this one may be German red. If I can figure it out, I'll try to put the name in on the screen here. But yeah, so these came up perfect over the winter. This is a parsley plant that I had, again, that overwintered in my garden, and it looks so great. It's so healthy. It died back slightly, but honestly, parsley is so hardy. And I honestly didn't know how hardy parsley was, but or is, but it germinated very nicely. I don't know if you all saw the video that I put out not too long ago with me and my daughter in the garden. But garlic has always been a challenge for me, except for the last 2 years. I was able to actually grow garlic, and it actually came up. Like, I planted it and it actually came up. The first 2 years I would plant the garlic and I don't know what happened to it. It may have just died in the soil, but it never came up, and I never gave up. I just continued to try to grow garlic, and the past 2 years has been successful. So a little pat on the shoulder for me for sticking with it. And I'm happy every time I see my garlic pop up. All right, so I did find the tag here, so let's take a look and see what this garlic is. This is, oh, it's Great Lakes. Okay, so it's not German red, it's actually Great Lakes. So that's what this garlic here is. And then over here I have my elephant garlic. So I believe I had 6 bulbs, honestly, but only 3 out of the 6 germinated, so I'll take that. My goal for the elephant garlic, I'm actually going to let this just go and kind of reseed itself, and maybe I'll have a whole bed of elephant garlic. I'm not going to harvest it, bottom line, for the elephant garlic. Maybe one, but not really all of them. I planted 6. I was hoping to harvest 1, but since only 3 germinated, I'm not too sure. Oh wait, 4. There's one creeping through here. Okay, so maybe I have 4. And then this is music over here, and these germinated very well. There is nothing planted here. I do plan to put my determinate paste tomatoes here. Now, so like I was saying, I'm going to probably plant tomatoes here, but like with lifing, I'm probably not going to be able to start my seeds. I will just go pick up starts for the tomato paste plants, or the paste tomato plants, because I didn't start them myself. And some you can start, you win some, you lose some. It's okay. I'm going to get starts. All right, so the next bed we're getting to is the bed that I have my broccoli in. And I actually now need to check that I saw that little white moth flying around, make sure there's no eggs on here. So let's do a little lift and see. I don't see any eggs. Thank the Lord. But I'm gonna have to come out here every day now that I know that this white butterfly is out, and just check my plants, because I want broccoli this year. That white moth is already out and busy. So this is my broccoli starts, and they look great. So I'm happy about that. Over there, if you can see, I have my leeks, and they look good. I had started them in the house, and again, these are from the Baker Creek leeks that I got, and they got them back in 2020, and they look great, so happy about that. Now this is a sad story. Over here, this is where I planted my carrots. Now the bed looks a little dry. If you saw, again, the video, my last video, I told you I had my daughter put down the pine shavings, and then I took off the pine shavings and that, I don't think that was a good idea. I went to get the pine shavings, but I only had the pine flakes, and I felt like the pine flakes were just a little bit too wide and large, that the little carrot seeds wouldn't germinate that well. So then I wind up getting the pine shavings, but with the wind we've been having, you can see I'm missing a whole lot of the shavings that I had just put down. So that's not the greatest news. I do see some carrots coming through. There's a carrot seed there, you can see there, and I see some weeds also kind of trying to creep in my radish, so I need to come through here and like thin the radishes out as well. But some of the carrot seeds did germinate, just not all of them, so a little bit disappointed with that. One positive is I probably won't need to thin them out because I have spotty germination, so we'll see. I'm gonna give it another 3 weeks or so. I'll wait until around Mother's Day time and see how they're looking, and then I'll go ahead and maybe seed some more carrots in the spots that are pretty thin. So not a total loss. I did get some, just not all, and that's gardening, I guess. All right, so now we're gonna move over to this bed over here, which is an identical bed to the bed that we were just at, so I'll show you guys that. All right, so these are my two beds, probably my two favorite beds here. Right here, you can see I have my little baby monitor here. So we are on a timer. So this is where I have my cabbages, and I have some more broccoli. So the cabbages, just because it is pretty warm out today, they are looking a little sad. They will firm back up once the cooler weather hits towards the evening. But they look great, honestly. They've gotten a lot of growth since I planted them out here. I have some more cabbage back here, as well as some more cauliflower. So I believe over there is broccoli, and over here is my cauliflower. There. Over here is a blueberry bush that's looking amazing. So I did have my blueberry bush in my berry area that I'll show you, but it did not get a lot of sun, so it didn't produce a lot of blueberries. So I'm excited to see the production we have now that it's in an area that's getting pretty much full sun. Over here is my chive bed. So this is just the chives, not much really going on here. I'm probably going to plant something else in here. I did plant some pea seeds that looks like they dried out and got uncovered, so I don't know if there was a bird or something in here that dug them all up, but I may need to replant these. And then over here is my other blueberry plant here. So looks like I do have some dead spots on this plant here. I don't know. It feels kind of firm. Maybe it's still alive. Oh, nope, that looks, oh no, this is dead. Yeah, this plant. So parts of it is dead, so I need to come through here and trim this part off. This is alive here. I can see the green. I don't know what's really going on with this plant. Not looking that healthy, honestly. And this is still got the tag on this one. Yeah, this is a high bush. Yeah, so I don't know. We're gonna have to probably do some serious CPR on this plant, but it's not looking that good. And I need to come through and trim it. All right, so we are gonna make our way over to my in-ground garden beds. So I have some things planted out, not everything. And I'll give you an update on the potatoes. So the potato bed that we did in a previous video is looking phenomenal. The potatoes are coming up. So if you were curious if you can start potatoes early in New York, the answer is yes. Look at my potato seeds. All of them pretty much germinated here. If you want to see the type of potato that I planted, you can go ahead and click that video. I'll link it down below. But look at the greenery. It looks so good. I'm loving it. Over here is I planted 2 days ago. I planted the rest of my potatoes. Here, there's the purple potatoes, and I believe russet. So that's all planted here. I gotta finish. I lined the beds with some branches I have in the yard. It creates a little divider for the beds. So I got to finish lining this bed over here with the logs. I have this one. See, it looks, defined now that I have the logs there, and then I need to put this logs on the side over here. And then I have this space here that hasn't been planted yet. I do have more potatoes, but I didn't plant them. So I'm thinking I'm going to try to plant the potatoes about halfway down this bed here. And then I did want to get some more asparagus starts, actually, because I have asparagus that's coming up. I'll show you guys here. So my wonderful asparagus is coming up. So I do let my asparagus drop the seeds, which I don't know if that's the best thing to do, but I do it. I just allow my asparagus plant to grow its ferns, and if there's, whoop, let me get out this bumblebee's way. Go ahead, baby. I let my asparagus grow up, like I was saying. If there's berries, I let them drop it. I figure that's free asparagus seeds, way to kind of keep it, my crop or my patch, continuing to grow. But I do have some in here that are a little bit smaller, and some that are a little bit larger. So if you guys can share what you do with your asparagus patch and how to keep it kind of thriving, I'd love to hear that. But let me just flip the camera around so you can see what my asparagus looks like. All right, so here's the asparagus. So we have some that are pretty nice, and hardy. They're, the 3 years old asparagus, and then you have some that are pretty new, like this baby girl. She's pretty new here. So, but I've been harvesting, as you can tell, kind of been picked over here a little bit. This one I can probably take. No, it looks kind of, I could probably take those two. Oops, fix my camera. I could probably take those two over there. There's some more down there that I can probably take, but I have a mixture of some, newer ones and some that are a little bit older. And over here I have my onions. So they most likely will need to be mulched. I just planted them out yesterday, so they they're still kind of kicking back, from being transplanted out, and I probably need to give them a trim. I'm going to mulch them first, and let them be in the soil a little bit before I give them a nice trim. But I have, I believe it's about 20 onion plants down this row here and on that side over there. In my other video that I talked about, planting the tomatoes, or the potatoes, excuse me. In my other video where I talked about planting the potatoes, I mentioned how I'm not going to be planting tomatoes here anymore. I used to plant tomatoes on this trellis that I was just showing you, but I've been doing it there for about, the past 2, almost 3 years. So I got to change that up, do some crop rotations. I'll be putting my tomatoes in another area in the garden. Still, deciding where I'm going to put them. I'm going to have to hurry up because I'm getting tomatoes soon. But they won't be here anymore. I did plant some peas that have come up, so let me show you those. All right, so here are my pea plants that have come up. These are the mammoth peas. So these, I planted peas that are going to be for shelling and peas that are going to be for fresh eating. The mammoth peas are for fresh eating. So these are the peas there. Got a whole line of them down here as well. So I'm excited that the birds didn't get these. This bed needs to be emptied and weeded, but this, I think, is where I may put the tomato plants. There's already a trellis up here, and then I can always extend it up even higher, and it wouldn't block the sun too much from the plants that are actually in these beds here. And the beds in here are not planted out fully. I did throw some kale back there and my endive, but other than that, I didn't do much with this bed. So I got to get in there and do something with that bed. All right, so I do have a little archway trellis here, if you can see. With this rope you see around it is actually nighttime lights. It looks a little funny in the day, but at night it looks nice. And I hope once everything's grown up and over it, I do plan on doing my cantaloupe in here and having to grow up and over, growing up and over my arch trellis here. So once that happens, it should hopefully look beautiful with the lights underneath it. But I do have some great plants. So This is my grape. I have Concord grape here. And then I don't know what plant this is. I think maybe it's Niagara. I think it may be a Niagara grape going up this way. I also have grapevines over here. Now these were in since we first made these beds. So these are my older grapevines. So you can see the stalk is much thicker. And I do not know the name of this grapevine, these grapevines over here. I think one is like Candia. It's like a very sweet pink grape, a pinky purple grape. That's very sweet, that grows on this side. And this one has a more tart green colored grape. So don't know the names, but that's what they taste like. All right, so, and I do have this trellis over here that I never really grow. Whew. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, a bee just flew by my head. I do have this trellis that I don't really grow anything on either. So I'm trying to figure out what I can grow on this trellis. It doesn't get full sun, it gets partial sun. It looks like full sun now, but once these trees above me all grow in, it's gonna be partial sun during the summer months. So I'm not too sure what to grow there. Share any ideas and suggestions, be helpful. Now we are in my berry patch. So let me show you. Got my girls here. They like being by the berry patch, yeah. So I have my golden raspberry here that grows up and actually over onto my chicken coop over here. These are very delicious golden raspberries. These are my blackberries over here. So I have the thornless right here, and then these over here. I should say, yeah, these over here, down here actually have the thorns on them. I have my currant. So this is a black currant plant, and it is up and running. This thing looks wonderful. Beautiful plant. So I never really had I never really knew about black currants until I started gardening. But it's good. It's an adult flavored berry. It's the best way I can describe it. I don't think there's too many kids who would like currant. But as an adult and who can appreciate more tart, nuanced flavors, it's a good berry. My kids do not like it, but I do. I have some raspberries growing here. This is just a regular red raspberries. I have my gooseberry plant here. And this is what is this? I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it. You guys can read that there. Gooseberry, red gooseberry plant here with the thorns. So that's the only thing I don't like, is that it does have the thorns on it. Over here in this jungled mess is my raspberries. I need a trellising system for these raspberries. If anybody has any tips or knows a good video that shows you how to trellis raspberries, I would love it, because they just fall on the ground. I just honestly use this to like keep them up. This looks janky, but it works in a pinch. And then over here, I believe this is another gooseberry plant. It's either another gooseberry or another currant. It's a shame I don't remember what I planted here, but I honestly don't remember. I'm hoping to find the tag, but I can't seem to see it. So I'm not sure. We're gonna find out together if it's a gooseberry or if it's another currant. But whatever it is working and growing well. And that's it for the berries, my berry area. The other thing about my berry area that is a very rookie mistake that I did is I planted lemon balm in ground in my lemon balm area. So there's patches of lemon balm everywhere. I tried to dig it up, and I did actually dig it up and replanted it, which I'll show you later where it's planted at. But its babies are everywhere. It's all over. I'm probably never gonna get rid of it. Case in point, lemon balm. It smells great. It's growing all over here, over there. It's over here. It is everywhere. Very invasive. All right, so now we're gonna go to see my fruit trees. So I will show you guys the trees that I have. All right, so this first tree is the plum tree. Let me flip you around. All right, this is my plum tree. It's a Stanley plum. I talked about it in my other video, and it's just blossoming and blooming, so it looks great. Have some beautiful daffodils. Let me get there. Growing. Oh, beautiful. My plum tree did have some rot, I think it was, that I did cut off the tree over the winter. So you see the branches that had the rot. So hopefully it doesn't come back. So, but we'll see. All right, over here is one of my pear trees. Again, I don't remember the name. If you watched the video, which I'll link below, I put the name of the tree there, so you can go ahead and watch that and get the name of this tree. But it's beautiful. The flowers are amazing. Bees are loving it. It's beautiful. I have some sorrel down here. So here I need to do some serious weeding down here. But I have some herbs. I wanted this to be like a kind of naturally growing herb bed. So my oregano came back, my sorrel came back. I have not tried to eat this. I know it's edible, but it's intimidating, so I don't eat it. I had some thyme and rosemary. This is the rosemary, and it looks very dead, so I don't know if it's gonna come back. This looks like it's dead. I think it's dead. And my thyme, I don't honestly remember where I planted it, somewhere in here, but that hasn't come back either. I also have some strawberries, some wild strawberries I planted, and they did come back, but they're getting choked out by the weeds. There's one plant right here. This is my strawberry plant, so I'm probably gonna have to, yeah, there's another one right here. I'm gonna have to come in here and weed pretty heavy because the strawberry plants are getting choked out. But this plant over here is my other pear tree. Just starting to wake up here. All right, and let's go see our apple and our peach tree at the top of my driveway. But before we do that, I want to show you my magnolia tree, which is such a beautiful tree. I love this tree. It screams spring to me. It's such a beautiful looking tree. All right, so this is my red delicious tree here. Let me stand back so you can see it. This is the tree that I said doesn't really have any issues with rust, and it's growing very well. Beautiful tulips at the bottom. This is the problem child tree over here. That's my Fiji apple tree. It looks like it's gonna produce, hopefully. Seems like it's doing well, so hopefully it does well. And my beautiful peach tree. I love the beautiful flowers it has. It's just absolutely amazing. Such a beautiful tree. All right, so now we're at the other side of my property. And here's where I have my elderberries, or my struggleberries, I should say. Let me show you. There's my elderberry plants here. This is the one that doesn't get mowed down. That looks good. And then this baby one over here, for some reason, constantly gets mowed down. So hopefully it does fare better. But this area over here is a jungle. I plan on taming this up. Looks like I think that's poison ivy right there, which is not good. But I do plan on taming this up and making this my space for my tea garden. So, beautiful flowers here. Look amazing. I don't know if anybody knows what type of flower this is. It's so beautiful. I didn't plant it. It came up on its own. Such a beautiful looking flower. All right, that's it. That's everything I have going on right now that's growing. I plan on filling up my garden space. So every month as I do a garden tour, you'll see more updates, hopefully more things growing on in my garden. So I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come hang out with me.